More than 96,000 or 21% of seniors aged 70 and above have not booked a vaccination appointment. This is 6 percentage points higher than the general population.
We'll have the latest on Singapore's vaccination efforts and why some seniors are still hesitating. Also, starting from today, walk-in jabs are available at any of the 11 Moderna vaccination centres. And after beating France, next up for the women's table tennis team is a showdown with China. Hello, I'm Haryanto Diman. You're watching The Big Story live in the Straits Times newsroom. You can subscribe to our channel so you never miss a single episode. From today, all Singaporeans, PRs and long-term pass holders 18 years old and above can walk into any one of 11 vaccination centres offering the Moderna vaccine without an appointment. The 11 centres are the community clubs at Buona Vista, Hong Kah North, Kebun Baru, Kolam Air, Marsiling, Potong Pasir, Punggol 21, Radin Mas, Tampines East, Woodlands and UT. A vaccination update with exactly a week until National Day and a target to get 2/3 of the population vaccinated by then. According to latest figures by the Health Ministry, as at July 31st, over 3.3 million people, or 61% of the population, are fully vaccinated. Now you can see this from the orange line, and 77% have received at least one dose. Some headway in getting seniors vaccinated as well, indicated by the light grey line at the top. Among those 60 to 69 years old, 83% have completed the full regimen. And the dark grey line there, for seniors 70 years old and above, 73% have received both shots. More on vaccinations from Parliament today. Senior Minister of State for Health, Dr. Janil Puthucheary, telling the House that each day about 1,000 seniors are signing up for their first doses. But that still leaves 21% of seniors 70 and up who haven't booked their appointments. This is 6 points higher than the general population. So although more seniors are coming forward to get vaccinated, MOH is continuing its outreach efforts.
Staff and volunteers from the People's Association and the Silver Generation Office have intensified their outreach efforts through house visits and engagement dialogues. They are trained and equipped with an information kit to correct misinformation about mRNA vaccines and allay the fears of seniors. MOH has also called on all primary care providers to persuade seniors who are their regular patients to go for their COVID-19 vaccination. Our mobile vaccination teams have started to provide bed-bound and less mobile seniors with vaccinations in their homes or in the heartlands. This service has started in a few towns with a higher proportion of seniors and complements the main vaccination efforts at the vaccination centres, all of which are wheelchair accessible.
Also addressing scenarios where people can't take the second dose of mRNA vaccines due to allergies, Dr. Janil said they can complete the regimen with the Sinovac vaccine instead and will be considered fully vaccinated. MOH has set up a program for these individuals to get their jabs at public hospitals for closer monitoring. Dr. Janil noted that these people may also opt to wait for the Novavax vaccine, which is expected to arrive by the end of the year.
MOH and HSA are working closely with Novavax to facilitate the regulatory submission for their protein subunit vaccine. The review timeline will depend on the availability and the submission of data by the company to HSA. While we recognize the need to facilitate timely access to the vaccine, there should be no compromise on the scientific rigor of the assessment of their quality, safety, and efficacy. As for the Sinovac vaccine, on the 5th of July 2021, the company submitted to HSA the critical data requested by the agency for PSAR approval. HSA is conducting a careful and thorough review of the data and aims to complete its evaluation before the end of August.
Meanwhile, a review is underway on how short-term pass holders can receive their jabs here. This group includes those who are more vulnerable and have been in Singapore for an extended period due to travel restrictions.
In general, we will apply similar principles, which is around risk and whether the person is at risk in terms of COVID-19. So age is, of course, a consideration there, as well as risk to the people around them, so the settings in which they live, the circumstances in which they find themselves. So there are a variety of considerations that we take into account.
Responding to MP He Ting-Ru's question on the risk level of children under 12 who can't be vaccinated yet, Education Minister Chan Chun Sing reiterated the stringent safe management and surveillance measures in schools. He also said that the expert committee on COVID-19 vaccination is monitoring ongoing trials for this age group and will make recommendations to MOH at the appropriate time.
In Singapore, we have so far observed mild disease in local cases aged under 12 years, even with the Delta variant. We are also fortunate thus far that our children under 12 years old who have been infected, none of them has required ICU nor oxygen. To keep our children safe in the school environment, we implement stringent safe management and surveillance measures and have adjusted the conduct of school activities where necessary. All staff in schools and preschools are required to wear masks. Students in school are also required to wear masks, while in preschool, either masks or face shields are strongly encouraged for children above the age of 2. For masked-off activities in schools, extra safe management measures are taken. For example, physical education classes are conducted outdoors or in well-ventilated venues in small groups based on national guidelines. Mask-off activities are currently suspended in preschools. Preschools and schools also emphasize good personal hygiene and social responsibility. Staff in preschool and schools are also prioritized for vaccination. These measures collectively mitigate the risk of infection in our students.
Singapore sailors and Asian champions Kimberly Lim and Cecilia Low must wait until tomorrow to compete in the women's 49er FX medal race after today's program was postponed due to a lack of wind. Last week, the pair topped the 21-country fleet in their 11th race and finished 9th overall to qualify for the medal event in Enoshima. It's the first time Singaporean sailors have qualified for the medal race in the Olympics. Singapore's trio of paddlers Yu Meng Yu, Feng Tianwei and Lin Ye swept past France in the women's team event to meet top seeds China in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Feng told the media, quote, "We really want to bring back a medal for Singapore, but this is not a good draw for us. We're not expected to beat China, so we have to be relaxed and play without pressure or inhibitions." Singapore's best result was a silver medal in the 2008 Games. The team also brought home a bronze from the 2012 Olympics. A silver lining for Singapore's fastest woman, Shanti Pereira, despite finishing 39th out of 41 sprinters in the 200 meters heats. She clocked her season's best time of 23.96 seconds. Speaking to the media after, she said she was quite happy and satisfied at going under 24 seconds, having not run in a major race since the SEA Games in December 2019. And she hopes he'll help her prepare for next year's competitions, including the SEA Games, Asian Games, World Championships, and Commonwealth Games. Full coverage of Team Singapore at the Games is at straitstimes.com. Visit our microsite straitstimes.com/Tokyo Olympics. A quick look at today's other headlines. Keppel Corp is proposing to acquire Singapore Press Holdings through a privatisation offer after the hiving off of SPH's media business, which includes the Straits Times. The offer values SPH at $3.4 billion and will see SPH delisted and become a wholly owned subsidiary of Keppel, which share of the deal is about $2.2 billion. It's subject to approval by SPH and Keppel shareholders and other conditions, as well as contingent on the successful completion of the media restructuring. The transfer of the media assets is subject to SPH shareholders' approval at an EGM expected to be convened this month or next. More about this can be found at straitstimes.com. Across the causeway, protesting the government's decision to postpone the final day of a parliamentary special sitting, over 100 of Malaysia's opposition MPs today gathered at the capital's Merdeka Square to renew calls for Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin to resign. As you saw there, also present were long-time rivals Anwar Ibrahim and Mahathir Mohamad, who appeared to put aside their differences, standing side by side. Earlier, the group had marched towards Parliament but were blocked by the police. Visit straitstimes.com for more news and videos, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the red button below. I'm Haryanto Diman. Stay safe and see you tomorrow.